Hey guys, Bob here from Bob's World. Little different video today, kind of different things going on the screen here. I'm going to be talking about some stuff. There's going to be some flying practice today on the gates. We got a snowstorm hitting Minnesota here in our region here for the next 2 or 3 days, maybe over a foot of snow, which sucks, but it's how it works here. But I'm going to be talking about a couple of things. One, I'll talk about a new drone I just got a little bit. But my main focus is to talk about connecting with other pilots, right? And you know, we if you love to fly like I do, and most of the folks I've met so far do, you love to go out there and fly around, find new locations, improve your skills, all these things, right? Whether it be for social media or video quality, or maybe it's like doing freestyle. It doesn't matter. You know, you're having fun doing this. Two challenges. One is finding new, fresh spots to fly. I think can be a challenge, unless you live in a really maybe built-up area, in a big city where you can find different spots. I live more rural, which you find country spots, but not like if you're looking for bandos or buildings, things like that, far and few between, right? The other thing I think is the hobby can be some ways kind of lonely. Like you're usually going out by yourself. It's hard to meet other pilots. At least it has been for me. You enjoy it, but for me, I've always yearned to fly with other pilots, right? And so I've kind of dabbled in trying to find other pilots, but usually you meet people on Discord like we have, or online, but they're far away. They're not in your local area. So I did at some point, I starting to get into this whole racing thing. I think it's kind of cool and challenging. And so I had joined MultiGP, you can see here on the screen, and kind of looked at it a little bit, looked at some of the courses, upcoming events. I thought those were pretty cool. And then I went back to the day. I thought, God, let me look in here. And I saw this thing called, right here, called chapters, right? And what's a chapter? You can find, we can find chapters, local races, you can start your own chapter. So I did find your chapter, and lo and freaking behold, I come across a chapter in my area, about an hour away. So I go, here's their, they're called QuadSquad. They're in Fargo, North Dakota, but I go down there and I'm like, okay, what the hell's all this? So I start digging into it, and they've got all these events like actively going on. And one I first see is they've got these winter whoops 2024, and they're having these in Jim's gym, so this big gym, private property, but the person's letting them use this gym, or maybe it's one of the members' place. I don't know. But basically, you could go and you can go there. You can join. This one's already happened though, and you can fly. And they got timers. And basically, yeah, I created a profile. I joined this chapter. They've been really welcoming so far, and so here's members down here. Old Man Mac, Short Bus, all these different, Zero Thrust. I love the names. So of course, I had to create a profile. Let's see if I can get this to come up. Where's it at? Where's it? Right here, baby. Shake and Bake. So I had to go with my old gaming name, Shake and Bake here. Maybe there'll be a Magic Man. Who knows? A little shake and bake action. But how fun is this? So now I'm going to be looking at their calendar, and I'm going to be looking this, like you see, Jim's Gym. They got a map to where you go, all this stuff. Pretty cool. Let me go back to the QuadSquad here. And basically, I'm thinking this is a way to go fly with other pilots. So other pilots, they do. I think over the summer stuff, they do different kinds of outdoor events. I think it's mostly gate racing. They seem pretty flexible, but what size quad you got, long as that they can set it up where it can time it. I'm sure that way. Another thing you can do is once you get to know some of these folks, then you could do things kind of outside the scheduled events. If you want to do some freestyle, whatever. I think what a great way to freaking connect with other pilots. So if I would encourage you, even if you're not into gate racing, go to this multigp.com and check it out. Do the search for chapters in your area if you haven't done so already. And maybe it's a good way to meet other pilots. And what a great way to learn. I mean, one thing I'm really looking forward to is learning on the technical side about all this building stuff. And, even though I've been reluctant to go down that road, I am sure once I get around these folks and, I say I got this drone, they say, I'll put that in there. I'll help you. I'll show you how to do it. I'm sure I already got my table set up back here. I'm sure, guys, it's going to happen. So that's the first thing. Next thing is, yes, I saw they do TinyWhoops, and I've been fascinated by these little TinyWhoops that are out there, that are available. And so on our Discord channel, we've been talking about it, came up here, we started talking about TinyWhoops and all this stuff. And then I started looking at some videos. I looked at, their races indoors. And what I love about this idea of TinyWhoops is, one, they're so tiny, they're small, they're not intrusive, they're quiet, they're fairly inexpensive compared to the other drones, and they look like they're a ton of fun to fly indoors. They got the prop guards, TinyWhoop style, so you can fly indoors. And I've seen some of these events where these little tiny races, like some have been in like breweries or different buildings, warehouses. The lit up, gates looks epic to me. It looks like a ton of fun. With the right people, I think it would be a freaking hoot. And then I picture my backyard with this thing. This is the one I bought, this new drone, HD0. Is it Mobula 6 or Mobula? Whatever. Mobula 6 Eco 2024. This is the one I got. And, to zip around my backyard, zip through I got a double garage, zip through that, put some gates up at night, put some neon. I am pumped. Okay, I'm pumped about this. And the only thing that is going to hold me back is, and this wasn't too bad, $150, and it's got this HD0 camera on it. Now, as you guys know, I fly O3. I got the O3 goggles too. Not going to work with this drone. I got the Radiomaster Boxer Max controller ELRS, so this is going to work with this drone. But what I got to get, and folks were really helpful on Discord yesterday, is I got to get the HD0 goggles. Now, they're not cheap. We're talking almost $700 when you start throwing gadgets on it, antennas and whippy whips and transponders and all that weird whatever it is. All right, so it's not gonna be cheap, right? So I got the drone in secret. I didn't tell anybody. The goggles are a different story. That I'll have to get permission from the board, aka the wife. So I already ran it by her. I sent a memo in, and I didn't get a full-on rejection. Okay, so that was good. So I'm going to keep working this goggle thing, the HD0 goggles. And once I get those, guys, what's awesome about those goggles, which, I'm learning. So you do DJI and you're learning some new stuff, is once you have those goggles, they kind of can work for everything, except, I think, O3. They won't work for O3, but you can use them analog, HD, I believe, and some other systems. You stick on other stuff. I don't know. I'm still learning. But I'll be able to fly then this drone with my Boxer, the HD0 goggles, and then what's cool about that is then I can do these races. Now, back to the chapter, they've been really awesome, helpful. They said I'm gonna bring up my O3 Tiny Trainer. They're gonna see if they can track it for timing purposes, and if they can, they can run with it when they do some outdoor races. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully that happens. But I also thought about, this new HD0. I think it's a new camera system here in this drone. You can buy that HD0, I think, camera system separate. I think like $70 only. So I'm thinking, I wonder if I could take, you guys can answer this. I wonder if I could take the HD0, this camera system, buy one, take out the O3 of the Tiny Trainer, and put in this HD0 VTX, and then it would work with the new HD0 goggles, and then I could frickin' race and be timed with no complications if I have the HD0 camera on board. You guys can answer that for me. But yeah, so I'm excited about this. I think it's going to be a ton of fun. I can't wait to zip around with that. So here's my three drones, basically, that are at this point going to meet my needs. I got the DJI Avata, which is great for cruising, cinematic video quality, longer distances. You can fly that thing pretty damn far away from you. A lot of fun, really safe to fly, return to home, GPS, all of those great things. Still going to use it for that stuff when I have the itch to get cinematic and emotional and fly up the river and, all that shit. But then I got, let's go get the baby. Hold on. Sitting right over here, we got the Tiny Trainer 3.5 inch from Fly 533, which this thing is a rocket. So for excitement, gate racing, some freestyle, this thing, I'm telling you guys, you've seen some of my videos. I'm still getting used to it. But and I got the camera at the lowest angle it goes. I mean, if I could push this camera up, I think it's like default probably at 30 degrees, because just a little tilt forward, it's gone. Okay. But it will stop on a dime and turn around. It's kind of crazy. So I got this for gate racing, speed, popping, dropping, loops and flips and Matty flips, which I'm working on, guys. Matty flips, I'm working on it, baby. They're scary as hell, but I'm trying. And then this thing, this HD0 Mobula 6 Eco will suffice my other need. This is too fast, I found, for my backyard. But this little drone, I could zip around the backyard. I could be sitting by the fire, having a Corona, zipping around with this little thing. I can set up some neon gates in the garage, in the yard, really drive the family crazy, zip around. I could go to local events with this, with the, this chapter, I already forgot the name, QuadSquad, do their TinyWhoop stuff during the winter. I'm hoping they have summer stuff with the TinyWhoops. I think that would be epic. And there's a brewery here where I live where you can rent it out. Now, I'd love to rent that sucker out, set some gates up outside. They got a big patio, put some outdoor gates, have some beer, race some TinyWhoops. They're probably better than that, in my opinion. I don't even know what the hell's talking. So yeah, those three areas, I think I'm good. I know a lot of people say get a 5-inch. My only, and they sound amazing to fly, and they sound epic, and the power is insane. The only thing with the 5-inch is, I'd have to go out, and I got area here I could go out in the kind of more of the country to fly, or even like some of these races are doing, with, Bob, QuadSquad are doing 5 inches, so I could do that. I don't know if I'm ready for that. I think, besides that, locally, I'd have to go out a ways away from people. They're so loud. But, who knows? But these are my three areas I'm focused on. A little gate racing, the TinyWhoop, and the cinematic with the Avata. All right, guys. What are we at? 13 minutes of rambling. I've also got some of the gate flying from today, practicing on the screen. Love to hear your comments, guys. I hope everybody's doing good. And again, I encourage you, if you're getting bored with flying alone, when I get up there, I'm hoping these guys don't mind if I do some video footage of the flying, of the get-togethers. They might not allow that. Who knows? I'm hoping they do, at least if, like the races, I could record the race footage. And I think it's going to be a ton of fun. So go check it out, MultiGP. Do your chapter search. See if you can find a group in your area and just reach out to them. So far, so good with the QuadSquad. They seem really welcoming. They seem like they're looking for new people to join the group. And I can't wait till at some point, if you go let's go into a short bus here. What's cool is once you go in there, I think actually you can, it's got so you can have your drones in here. I got my tiny trainer in there. And I think, 200, and this is who he's part of. Okay. He's flying the 533. Let's see what this is. The Switchback HD0. But I thought you actually could see you could see race results, but I wonder if you could actually see let's look at my profile. And see, Jesus, Oh, that's a face only a mama could love. And I've got my 533 in here. It's your hanger. But I wonder if like you actually can see, there's a QuadSquad. Oh, pilot credentials. I don't know that you could put like your 107 on there. I have no idea. But I don't know if it like actually tracks like your race stats, like how you've done in races. But we'll see. All right, guys. That's enough for this morning. I got to get the snowblower out. It hasn't been out all winter. Hope the damn thing starts because we're about to get snowed in. And enjoy flying. Have fun with it. Don't take it too seriously unless you're racing for money. And then if you're racing for money, good luck. That's pretty epic. And have a great week. And cheers, peace. And again, thanks for the subs and likes and all that stuff. And cheers.